There we go.
Hello, hello, good morning. Good morning. It's not morning, don't judge me. All right, I hate holding this thing, but we're going to
Get your double David back behind you.
First,
You want to hold it or you want to do another one?
I'll hold it for now until I get tired of it, then I'll just yell at you. When I say the name David, not you, David, David in the Bible, what do you think of? Think of David and Goliath, right? People aren't giving me anything, so I guess I'll just say it. Think of David and Goliath. A lot of people don't think about this. David got into a little bit of trouble. There it is. David got into a little bit of trouble after he became king. What kind of trouble? He saw a woman bathing on a roof. Her name was Bathsheba. She was married. He was taken with her. She was beautiful. This is all in 2 Samuel if you want to look this up when you get home. You don't have to do it now. She was beautiful. He being king, he wanted her, so he had her. Called her to the what do you call it, palace. After one night, I want to make a note of this, people. He spent one night with her. She got pregnant. I see somebody got nervous. After that one night, well, King David didn't have what it took to stand up to the woman's husband. He tried a few things to get rid of him. He wouldn't go. He had him killed. Because he wasn't man enough to face up to what he'd done. Well, a little while after that, the child they conceived, you're going to have to bear with me, I can't talk and think at the same time. The child they conceived died. And after David killed Bathsheba's husband, what was his name? Uriah? Something like that. Anyway, after he killed him, he married Bathsheba. They had another child named Solomon. We all know about Solomon, don't we? Sure we do. Solomon, from the very beginning, was very, very blessed. I'm tired of this thing, I'm putting it away. He was blessed. He was good in the eyes of the Lord. You people are killing me. I'm being tested, Pastor. He was very blessed. You know, he wasn't set to be king. He actually had an older brother that was supposed to be king. But because of one promise that King David made to a handmaid, just a lowly servant, he said, I promise you I'll make Solomon king one day. He became king. What a blessing! He had all the power. He was anointed by a prophet and a priest. He was blessed from day one. And where are my notes? No? Yes. Thank you. Don't be shy. Love you, Josh. Turn with me to 1 Kings chapter 3. Kings chapter 3, we're going to start in verse 4. Now the king, Solomon, went to Gibeon to sacrifice there, for that was the great high place. Solomon offered 1,000 burnt offerings on that altar. At Gibeon, the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night. Excuse me, I have trouble speaking. And God said, ask, what shall I give you? What shall I give you? He could have asked for anything in the world. I ain't even going to lie, that'd been tough one for me. You know I'd have a new suit. You know I would. I have all kinds of good stuff. What did he ask for? He asked for wisdom. Read on a little bit here. Let me read my own notes. In verse 7. Now, O Lord my God, you have made your servant king instead of my father David. But I am a little child. I do not know how to go out or come in. And your servant is in the midst of your people whom you have chosen, a great people, too numerous to be numbered or counted. Therefore give your servant an understanding heart to judge people, that I may discern between good and evil. For who is able to judge this people greater? Judge this great people of yours. Anything that he could have asked for. He asked for understanding, so he could be a better king to God's people. God gave him understanding. Made him one of the wisest men in the world. We know the book of Proverbs, don't we? He wrote Proverbs. Let me tell you about Proverbs. Any question you have in your life, you can find it in Proverbs. He will answer that question. He'll give you the right answer. Chapter 20, if you don't want to read the whole book. It's a guideline for the old man's life. Trust me on that. Turn with me again. We're not done yet. 1 Kings chapter 11.
What'd you say?
At what point?
First King what?
Chapter 11. Don't
Chapter
judge
11.
me.
That's why I was dyslexic. I didn't go to one from the other one.
I know you're lexistic. I know. Let's start at verse 1. King Solomon loved many foreign women, as well as the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, all them people, Sidonians, and Hittites, from the nations whom the Lord said to the children of Israel, you shall not intermarry with them, nor they with you. Surely they will turn away your hearts after their gods. See, these people believed in a lot of different gods, not ours, not the one God, a lot of different gods. That word, polytheistic, right, Mr. Jerry? There you go.
You got it. You told me.
Okay, where was it?
What's it called? What was that?
Polytheistic, meaning many gods. We're monotheistic, one God. Okay, verse 3. And he had 700 wives and 300 concubines. Now look around here, people have trouble handling one wife. So I can't even begin to fathom 700 wives. But then, I guess I'm just a young fella. I couldn't even. And his wives turned away his heart. Now wait a minute. How did they turn away his heart? He had all the wisdom in the world. How did they turn away this wise man's heart from his God? What did Solomon do with all his wisdom and his power? He turned his back on God. He said, look at me. I'm king. Look at my palace. Look at my wisdom. Look at my people. Look at my wives.
All 700.
Look what I got. Look what I got. What do I need him for? That's when it went south. We have to have God for comfort. There is no comfort without him. When he lost that comfort, he tried to find it somewhere else. He was a king. He couldn't go crawling back on his knees to God. He turned his back on him. Let's find his comfort somewhere else. That's where he found it. Hating God. Now, some of you may be asking yourselves, what does this have to do with me? I'm not king. I'm not wise. Solomon didn't thank God for what he had. A wise old man with no hair once told me, thank God for what you have, or he'll take it away. And he will. Some of you that know me personally, I talk to pretty often, Brady's one of them, know that I stutter. Don't I? Yeah. I used to not stutter so bad. But one day I started thinking, boy, I talk pretty. I'm articulate, I use them big, pretty words. The next day I said, I couldn't speak. I couldn't make 2 words. It's gotten better now that I've acknowledged what I did. But that's a prime example. If you don't thank him, he'll take it away. Everything he gives you is for his own glory. Not for you. It's for him.
Amen.
That's a pretty common question. People say, you know, a loved one dies. Why did he take him away from you? He didn't give it to you. That was alone. That soul belonged to God. He put him in your life, him, her. They were put in your life to bring you joy and bring God glory. When their job was done, he took it home. They weren't yours. Now, there was another point I was going to make. What was it? Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I was going to think of it. Help me out here, Pastor. I can't remember. I figured as much.
Ask God to remind you.
The application. Well, I'm working on the application. I know that part.
It's okay, roll with it.
Okay. But that's just something you got to keep in mind. You know, why don't we thank God for the things that we do have? There it is. Why don't we thank God for the things we do have? I don't have that nice old car over there. I got this old junkie. You got the old junkie. Look at it. It runs. It'll run about a mile, then you get out and push. But it runs. Look at all that dead grass. You got a yard. You got a yard to mow or to not mow. I struck a nerve with somebody apparently.
Well, look at that.
Don't speak up, we're all looking at you now.
He's obsessed with the grass. That's all I
Well, there
can
you go.
say. Or the lack thereof.
See, there you go, there you go. You have something to work on. You have something to work on. You have something to spread fertilizer on and watch it die. You have a yard. You're killing me, Smalls. You really are. But we do that every day of our lives. We look at what we have and say, hey, theirs is better. I want one of them. Look at what you got. Look what God gave you. Or he'll take it back. You know, we've all heard that phrase, you never know what you have until you lose it. Highly true. Highly true. Well, Pastor, I think that's all I got to say. I know I didn't take as long as I should have, but that's all I can take to say.